The morning sun glared down on a quiet suburban street, its warmth doing little to soften the tension brewing at a lonely bus stop. A tall, broad-shouldered man stood there in faded jeans and a worn leather jacket. In one hand, he clutched a small lunchbox, pink, with stickers of unicorns and stars. His daughters. Ethan Miller looked every bit like an ordinary single dad, unkempt beard, tired eyes, and calloused hands. But the calm in his gaze hid something much deeper. That's when the rumble came. Two bikers, loud and reckless, swerved to a stop near him. Their engines roared like angry beasts as they eyed Ethan with mocking grins. "Hey, tough guy," one of them sneered. "You looking for trouble, or just lost your bus money?" Ethan didn't flinch. "Just waiting for my daughter. School bus should be here any minute." The bikers laughed, circling him like vultures. Ethan tried to stay calm. He'd learned long ago that pride could get you hurt faster than bullets. But when one of the bikers kicked the pink lunchbox out of his hand, scattering his daughter's food onto the pavement, something inside him snapped. "Pick it up," Ethan said quietly. The biker scoffed. "What are you gonna do about it, old man?" The other one smirked. "Maybe he needs a lesson in respect." They moved in. One shoved him in the chest, the other grabbed his jacket. Ethan exhaled slowly. Years of combat training whispered through his mind, "Stay calm. Assess. Act only when needed." When the first punch came, Ethan's body moved on instinct. The next few seconds were a blur. A swift parry. A counter-strike. A twist of the wrists and a biker was on the ground, gasping for air. The second swung wildly, but Ethan sidestepped, swept his leg, and sent him tumbling over the curb. Silence followed, broken only by the sputtering of the idling motorcycles. The bikers stared up at him, dazed and humiliated. Who the hell are you?" one gasped. Ethan picked up the lunchbox, brushed it off, and said evenly, "Just a dad who's had enough of bullies. But once upon a time, I was a Navy SEAL." The bikers froze. The look in Ethan's eyes wasn't anger, it was discipline. Cold, calm, and absolutely controlled. They scrambled to their bikes and sped off without another word. Moments later, a small voice called out, "Daddy!" Ethan turned to see his daughter, Lily, running toward him, her school backpack bouncing. He crouched and hugged her tightly. "Hey, sweetheart. You ready for school?" She nodded but looked worried. "Who were those men?" Ethan smiled softly. "Just some people who forgot how to be kind. But it's okay now." She hugged him tighter, whispering, "You're my hero, Daddy." He swallowed hard, feeling a lump in his throat. "No, baby. Heroes are the ones who choose kindness, even when they could fight." As the bus arrived, one of the onlookers, a middle-aged man who'd watched everything, walked up to Ethan. "Sir, I saw what you did. You could have really hurt them, but you didn't." Ethan shrugged. "Hurting people doesn't fix anything. They'll remember this lesson better than a broken nose." The man smiled and reached into his pocket. "Your daughter dropped this." It was a small drawing, a stick-figure version of Ethan holding hands with her, with the words, "My daddy saves people," written in crayon. Ethan's eyes glistened as he took it. "Yeah, sometimes he tries." That evening, the same bikers returned, not to fight, but to apologize. They brought a small bouquet of flowers and a box of cupcakes for Lily. "We were wrong," one admitted. "Didn't know who you were. Guess we've been angry for too long." Ethan invited them to sit. They talked for hours, about life, service, pain, and redemption. By the time they left, the two bikers weren't enemies anymore. They were men who'd been reminded what respect truly meant. The next morning, as Ethan watched Lily wave from the school bus window, he thought about how violence had once ruled his life, but peace had saved it. He smiled, feeling the weight of the past lift just a little more. Because sometimes, being strong doesn't mean fighting back. It means knowing when not to.